Alright, you can go now, okay?
Okay, so Tammy, Lee, good to see you guys. Good to see you over there too. Like we just explained, the purpose of our conversation here today will be to explain chiropractic in brief, what chiropractic is, what it is not, and the reasons for my doing membership in the office, and answering any questions you might have. All right. So first of all, the word itself, chiropractic, comes from a couple of Greek words, which are the Greek chirein and practicos. Chirein being hand, and practicos the practice of, or done by. So the word itself means done by hand. And if you've ever seen an adjustment or received an adjustment, you probably know why it's called done by hand, because most adjustments are done with the chiropractor using his hands, okay, to locate different regions on spinal joints and moving them for a certain purpose. So that's the word chiropractic. And to really understand chiropractic, what we have to do is we have to understand the origin here of life and what it led to. So sometime, a long time ago, maybe there was a little Barry Manilow music, maybe there was some romance in the air, and the sperm met an ovum, right? And the two became one, and then the one divided into two, and then the two became four, right? And the four became, what would that be, 8, and the 8 becomes 16, 32, 64, etc., right? And within just 24 hours, we have a structure that is embryologically called a series of little cells, right? Mixed up together. They look like a ball of cells, right? So you've got what's called a morula. And the root word on that, by the way, is related to raspberry, because it kind of looks like a raspberry. It's a bunch of little marbles, okay? So you got this. You're thinking, well, what the heck does that have to do with anything? Well, make a little model for us. You take your fingers, do what I'm doing, guys. It's interactive. You get to play. Cool. All right, there you go. That's your mass of marble cells, and we're going to make a little groove. Okay, we're going to fold our fingers in towards the fingertips. Can you see the little groove you're making there? Cool. Since you're making this groove, the cells around the edges are going to tumble in. Can you visualize that? This is a series of cells, of little tiny marbles, and you create a groove. The little tiny marbles then tumble into the groove or indentation. So, there's your morula. You get that little groove going, and the cells, they start to tumble in. They tumble into this little tunnel, and they start forming this long, long structure. And some go up towards the top, here, and some go towards the bottom. Then, some that are at the top here, some of these cells, start sending little signals out to other cells that are in the vicinity. They start to find ways out of this tunnel-like structure to communicate with these cells out here on the ends. Maybe there's a cell here, maybe there's another cell here, another cell down here, another cell down here. Okay, let's put one way down here as well. So these cells that are at the top here, they send these signals down. Maybe they send these signals down to this guy over here, and they say, hey, you, what are you doing there? I don't know, I'm just chilling, I'm a cell. I'm not really doing anything. Why? Well, I got an instruction for you. Can you keep a beat? What do you mean? Can you keep a beat like this? I think I can do that, right? Yeah. Good. I think I got it. Like that? Yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. How long should I do that? No, just keep doing that. Well, when do I stop? No, please don't stop. We really don't want you to stop. Matter of fact, we'll tell you sometimes to go faster, sometimes we'll tell you to go a little slower, but we really don't want you to stop. So when you stop, then the gig is up. Make sense? Okay, cool. So those cells then become what we know as the heart. Okay? Signals are being sent down to other cells at the same time, telling them, hey, you know what? What are you doing? Nothing. I'm just chilling out here, you know. Okay, great. Can you create an exchange of gases? Well, what do you mean? Sort of like this? Yeah, I think we can do that. Okay, cool. So those guys will become your lungs. Okay? Lungs on one side, lungs on the other for gaseous exchange. Guys down here, maybe these guys will become structure like feet. Okay? And you get the picture. The brain is up here, the brain is communicating through the spinal cord and the nerves to these different cells around the body, sending instructions. This is a signal, it's electrochemical in its nature. Because this structure is so vital to life, because this is how we define life now, right? There used to be a time we defined the moment of expiration as the moment when a person stopped breathing. Remember that? Okay? And then what happened? Well, then we do CPR and bring people back. So now what do you say? Well, he's no longer dead because he's breathing again. He's fine. Well, fortunately, now we define moment of expiration as brain death, right? The moment the brain is gone, now you're done. Now you're toast. Doesn't matter how many times I give you CPR. Brain ain't doing its thing. You're done. So here's the brain sending that signal. It's an electrochemical impulse related to life to these other cells. Because the intelligence that made you knew that that signal was vitally important, it decided to encase this structure inside the second hardest substance in the human body, called bone. First one is enamel. Okay. So these are the vertebrae. And here is the spinal cord. And from the spinal cord, the spinal nerves emerge, sending signals to every single organ, tissue, and cell in your body. It's a beautiful system. It is vulnerable, however, to irritation, pressure, and stress. What do I mean by this? That if this vertebra were for some reason just a little rotated, like so, and this one, it's maybe affected by a force as well, maybe a trauma, maybe a fall. Hey guys, does stress ever make your muscles fire? What do you think, Miss Tammy?
Yes.
Yeah, stress makes your muscles fire. Some people feel it in the neck, right? I feel my stress in the neck. Other people say, no, I feel my stress in the hip. Believe it or not, some people feel it in the hip. And other people feel it in different parts of their backs. Okay. People get headaches. The muscles up there fire too. Right? Superior trapezius muscles, suboccipital muscles, or, okay, they have all these cool names. It's not important. What's important is to know that muscles pull on bones. Bones shift. Now, that nerve here, he's not happy. Okay? If you're lucky, you feel pain right away. And you go, oh my gosh, I got to do something about this. Go to my chiropractor. He knows what to do. That's all he does. He goes to school to learn how to address that. If you're unlucky, like most of us, you don't feel too much pain right away. You feel maybe a little discomfort. Well, I don't know. Kind of uncomfortable, but I'm busy. I gotta go to work, I gotta pick up the kids from school, I gotta go shopping. Man, look at all this stuff. Look at the time. It's crazy. I gotta get out of here. So you suck it up. And after a few days, the brain does something called neurologic adaptation. It's a fancy way of saying it gets used to it. Did you ever put a pencil behind your ear? Right, maybe you left it there for a while. Maybe you noticed that after a while you're looking for the pencil. Because I've done it. I've done it with my glasses. I've done it with my glasses too. Exactly. It's called neurologic adaptation. Your brain got tired of telling you that your glasses were on top of your head. Because it did at first, right? You were very aware of it. And then after a little while, the brain's like, your glasses are here, your glasses are here, your glasses are here. Oh my God, it's annoying. I'm not going to tell it. Okay? It didn't make your glasses disappear. This situation, your brain adapts to it too. Okay? When it adapts, you no longer get the signal. It doesn't mean the situation has disappeared. It just means your brain got tired of telling you about it. This is the most common mistake people make. I must be better. Seems to have gone away. Still can't move right, but seems to have not hurting, so I must be good. All right? Okay. Now, am I making sense so far?
Yes.
Cool. All right. Let's make a joint, guys. Make two fists, so it's going to be interactive, right? Cool. Put two knuckles together, like that. Awesome. That's a joint. Anywhere in the body, where? Anywhere in the body, where? Where? Two bones come together like that. That's a joint. Now we're going to create an ER visit. You ready? Bam! Oh my God. You tore all the ligaments on the outside asunder, right?
Sorry.
That's okay.
Maybe you could start that part.
Okay. So when we did that, we created an ER visit. We tore the ligaments on the outside asunder. We tore tendons. We probably damaged some cartilage. A lot of damages, changes and stuff in there. It's an ER visit. I've had that walk into my office a couple of times where the shoulder maybe is dislocated. And I know I'm the best qualified person to address it, but I've sent it away. If you want to know why, ask me later. I've sent it to the ER. Get it to the ER. Okay? Alright, so that was a luxation. That's the luxation. That's the old word for it, luxation. Luxatio meant the dislocation. Alright? Dislocation, luxatio. So let's go. We're going to play again. Ready? Use your joint. Look at it. Oh, it's a good joint. Alright, ready? Now take one fist and turn it just part of the way. And don't tear it asunder. Great, what you got now? Well, it's not a luxation, right? Maybe it's something beneath the level of a luxation. Maybe it's a subluxation. Not quite, right? Not quite a luxation. Medically, you got nothing. Guess what? If that joint's supposed to align like this, and it's aligned like that, well, in my book, that's not nothing. That's really bad. But medically, it's nothing because it's not broken. And the doctor will put your x-rays on the film and will say, yep, you're fine. And I know because it comes through my door all the time. They come in and they show me their x-rays. And they're hobbling. A couple of times they have been brought in by their friends. Bring them. It takes them 8 minutes to get from the car into the office. And I'll say, what have you got? Well, I got these x-rays. What did they say you had? Nothing. What did they put you on? No civil accidents, anti-inflammatories. Right? I said, okay. So you got nothing. That's why you can't walk, right? I'm sorry. That's my chiropractic sardonic humor. So I said, it's okay, I understand. I'm going to check you. We're going to try our best to help you. Okay? Making sense so far? Mm-hmm. So we know what a luxation is. And we know what a subluxation is. Okay? And the most important thing, chiropractically speaking about it, even though, listen, pain sucks. I don't like pain. I don't know anybody who does. Dysfunction sucks. I don't like dysfunction, not being able to move right. I don't know anybody who does. Okay? Pain and dysfunction suck. But the worst part about it, chiropractically speaking, is that the signal that's supposed to be carried through these nerves at the end of the spinal cord, through these nerves, to the body, and then signals from the body to the spinal cord back up to the brain, here, that gets interfered with. Because if you alter the function, and you alter the mechanics, and you alter the chemical changes, you're going to get a different signal. And for a different signal in, you're going to get a different signal out. Garbage in, garbage out. Making sense? Mm-hmm. And that's the most important thing. So we say chiropractically that since the signal relates to light, life, and it's right here, you're going to have a situation of less light. Lux is light. Now, instead of coming to the earth, and maybe you were predestined to say, hey, here I am, it's me, 100% happy. Okay? Well, now I start interfering with your signaling. Maybe I just put a little subluxation here. It's not so bad. I can suck it up. And I put another one over here. Well, that's not so bad. I can suck that one up too. I'm busy. And I put another one over here. Well, that's not so bad. How many of these things, I don't know, maybe each one only affects you like, let's say small, you know? 5%. What's 5%? 5% is nothing, right? Your bank probably charges you something like that, but you don't even think about it. Here's 5%. Here's 5%. Here's 5%. What's that, 15%? Mm-hmm. So now you're telling me that on a good day, without any additional stressors, pressures, irritations, problems, worries, concerns, instead of functioning at 100% efficiency, at my peak efficiency, I'm going to function at 85. That's not so hot, right? To say, man, instead of being there, I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm sort of happy. Kind of happy. Things I'm kind of good to see. Right? So, our job here in this office becomes finding, locating, analyzing, correcting these subluxations, which irritate the nervous system, to what end? To reduce the amount of stress, pressure, irritation on the nervous system, brain, body unit, so that instead of walking around at 85% on a good day, maybe you're even functioning at, I don't know, 76% on average, we bring you up to whatever your potential is. Now, what your potential is, I don't really know. I'm an honest, straight shooter. You're going to get to know me. For instance, I came to this world with a certain potential. And then I took a fall from a third story. And I took, I don't know, upwards of 14 fractures. I still have wire, nails, screws, pins, and other assorted paraphernalia in my body. I'm very grateful for the orthopedic surgeons who worked on me. Will I ever be the same? No, I'm going to be the same again. Will I ever express that 100% potential that I came to Earth with, given by God? No, I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to go to my chiropractor, and I do on a regular basis. Why? Because if I can only already now, because of what I did to my body, can only express, say, 78%. If in a subluxated state, I start to reduce that by, if I'm lucky, only 15%, I don't even know what that leaves me with. You see what I'm saying? So my job really becomes make sure I can express as much of my potential as possible. And that's what chiropractic is about. Notice that I never, during this, really mentioned pain. I just said pain stinks, dysfunction stinks, okay? But if I go to my chiropractor, expecting all my pain to go away, those joints that I broke, that I damaged, that I have screws in, it's probably unrealistic, right? I mean, he's good, but he's not that good, you know? So, pain usually is relieved or mitigated by chiropractic. Why? Because we increase the potential of impulses that go from your brain down to the body and back up from the body to the brain. And part of that is healing. Part of the function of a nerve is neurotrophic. Neuro means nerve, trophic means to feed. It's like a growth factor. The nerve feeds the tissues heal. That's great. So generally people come to me and they say, no, it doesn't hurt as bad. But it still hurts. Well, I never promised them to make the pain all go away. And if you thought that coming here, that's part of the reason we do an orientation. Because I wouldn't want everybody to feel unhappy. Say, well, you know, Dr. C, my shoulder's working better now than it did a month ago, but it still hurts. So therefore I hate you, because you're a phony. You know, you told me I'd make you better, and well, I'm not better yet. Look, I can move my arm, but it still hurts. I'm telling you, it's happened. They've come to me with a frozen shoulder, and in 3 months they're functioning much better, but it still hurts, so they're mad. So I have an orientation. I try to make it very clear. It might still hurt. That's not really my primary objective. My primary objective is really only this. Do I pray for you and hope that your pain is mitigated by what we do? Certainly. Do I hope your healing is enhanced? Yes. Has research shown it to be enhanced? Yes. I can show you that research. I can send you lots of links and stuff. But that's about as simple as I can make it. So, the next thing. Why membership? Simple. A long time ago, I did insurance. Insurance has all sorts of stipulations. Like, for instance, you get 12 visits in a year. Okay? So you come to me and you start feeling better and you say, well, wow, I sleep better and my mood is better and my headaches are not as frequent. It's pretty cool. I like this. And I have to say to you, you're out of visits. Now since I'm doing the whole medical thing of having to spend hours and hours and hours on the phone with these insurance people and have a staff person handle your insurance and then have somebody else do this other thing, well, I have to charge about $175 per visit. So that's a $175 visit today and the next one too. So you say, I don't think I can do that very long, even though I like what I get here. Well, oh, it's okay, because we'll just wait till next year then. Next year you'll keep getting better. For now, until then, suck it up. Well, that's not, you know, what kind of care is that? I don't do that for my family, my boys. I never once said to them, well, the next time it hurts, come back in here. You can ask them, they're right here. No, I just said, get back in here. So that's why I set up membership. I set up a nominal monthly fee, and that way we can say to you, hey, get back in here. I want to see you about every week. If you can't make it, it's okay. I won't beat you upside the head about it, okay? Because you know what? I don't make it every week either. Sometimes I go 7, sometimes I go 10 days. I'm like, oh my God, it's been 10 days. I want to get checked again, okay? So I get that. But the nice side, another nice aspect about it is when I say to you, I want to see you twice this week, it's because I want to see you twice this week. It's not because I'm building a condo in Florida or anything like that. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Cool. What questions might you have about chiropractic?
I think you pretty much explained it.
Cool, very good. Well, I think we've explained what chiropractic is. It's the science, art, and philosophy of finding and correcting subluxations. With what end? Allowing the body to better express its innate potential. Okay. Part of the function of nerves is is neurotrophic feeding and healing. We'll try to help you heal better. I hope you've enjoyed the orientation and we're ready to get started getting you with your membership going, okay? And we are going to check and adjust you today. And for being present today, if you're ever interested in checking out services here, you will receive a discount. Sound fair?
Sounds good.
Very good. Thank you very much.